Welcome back to another episode of Midnight Joshi Wrestling Podcast. Of course, always presented to you by the Dragon Wrestling Podcast, where myself and the Raven King, TJ, or Little RJ Unlimited, whichever you want to call him. Shout out to him. Great person. If you know him, you'll know how well of a great person he is. We both do a fantastic job every Saturday night, so be sure to check that out. And it has been a minute since I've been here on Midnight Joshi, but we have some exciting stuff to talk about. First thing I wanted to talk about is Athena, the GOAT herself, the Ring of Honor GOAT. Athena, talent formerly known in WWE by Amber Moon, challenging Syuri, another GOAT, who is your current reigning and defending IWGP Women's Champion and New Japan Strong Women's Champion. And she has challenged her to a match at New Japan's New Beginning USA. Now, I've talked about this in my last Midnight Joshi episode where I was talking about how Syuri was announced and how I love that because that gives to people. I know a lot of people think that these titles don't serve a purpose. I personally don't think we need two belts. However, I think the IWGP Women's Championship slash New Japan Strong Women's title definitely serves a purpose. It gives the American audience, because there is more people that watch New Japan than Stardom. There's a lot of people watch New Japan that don't watch Stardom. There's a lot of people who don't really watch New Japan other than something massively, but they'll go to it when it's in America. Because wrestling fans, that's what wrestling fans do. And this gives them a taste of Stardom. There's people that know Amber Moon slash Athena, right? They'll say, oh, that's Amber Moon from WWE. Oh, that's Athena from AEW slash Ring of Honor. This gives them a chance to watch what she's doing. And somebody that may not be familiar with Syuri, but they might go, oh, this former UFC fighter Syuri. They watch that. They know that she wrestles in Stardom. They can follow through with Stardom. That's how a lot of people become New Japan Stardom fans as it is. Anyway, um, I think that gives them a perfect exposure, right? It gives us to see somebody from the US face, one of our Stardom girls, our Marigold girls, whatever company's over here doing it, right? TJPW's done it for in the US. And it allows Japan to get a taste of that American audience that we get to see Japanese women wrestle in America because it goes and shows that there really is some great women's wrestlers out there. There's great women's wrestlers in America, make no doubt about it, but there's women's wrestling that's great all around the world, and it gives some exposure to that. Um, the other thing going on this weekend that I want to talk about is not the Super Bowl. I'm gonna watch it because I'm always gonna watch the Super Bowl, but my Eagles aren't in it. RJ's Giants aren't in it. We're gonna watch the Super Bowl because it's the Super Bowl. Plus, Bad Bunny's gonna be there. However, this show excites me way more than the Super Bowl does at this rate. Honestly, um, let's go ahead and let's dive in to the Stardom Supreme Fight 2026 coming to us from Osaka. Rina versus Fuwa-chan. Look, Fuwa-chan's entertaining. She is. Entertaining as hell. But Rina is my girl. Rina is my girl. Rina should be the white belt. She should have the white belt. The Wonder of Stardom Championship. Sorry. I briefly forgot the name of that belt. Sorry. You know how like you go to have a conversation and it's like you know what you're trying to say, but all of a sudden you randomly forget the name of it. I've been calling that title for years. But anyway, and all I could ever think back to is white belt. I don't know why I did that. Sorry about that. but she should be Wonder Stardom champion. She's not. I think she will eventually. That definitely proved that she can be. However, I think this is a win for Rina here. Maki Ito, this is defending her Kawa of Kawi championship. I really don't know a whole lot about the title, but I've been kind of out of a loop with a lot of Maki Ito stuff, other than her personality. But I love Maki Ito, right? Maki Ito has a great personality. It with Maki Ito, her power, her personality, her character work, her gimmicks, her everything. It's a vibe. It's exciting. It's a fun time. She's hilarious. She's cool as hell. Um, she's not the best wrestler in the world, but she's entertaining. And she's going against Aya Sakura. And I'm gonna go with Maki Ito. I'm glad Maki Ito's in Stardom. I think it's gonna do a lot of good work for her here in Stardom. Then we have stars of Saidia, Yuahame, and Natsuto Sore, Natsupoi, and Soriano against O2 Line, AZM, and Mayu Amasaka versus Hazaki and to be announced. Did they announce it already? Like I said, I've been kind of out of a loop with Stardom like last week, but obviously, anytime you see sure, anytime you see the minister, like you know it's something good. So usually, usually, WWE's been guilty of it a couple times to not be good, but you know, I'm going with Hazaki. Syuri and Saki Kashima. This has to be a win for Syuri, I think. But on so because she can't, I don't think she needs to lose this going in to this match with Athena. But I would like to see Saki Kashima really pull one off too. But then again, she still could, honestly, because of the whole fact, like I said back when Suri was defending against Saya Kamatani, New Japan and Stardom's two different companies. What Siri does in Stardom, I don't think should define her what she does in New Japan. They're not two companies, but you know what I mean. So, but with that being said, I do think Siri's going to win. Shima is on her. You know, it's almost we're getting that time. So, like we have been with a lot of wrestlers here recently, but we're gonna. I think this is a win for Siri, but it's okay. You know, it's going to be a really fun match, really good match. Then we got Empress Nexus Venus, Micah and Hanako and Xena and Waka and Rion versus My Via Loca, Suzuki, Rina Yamashita, and Itsuhu Aki and Akira Koji. Um, I'm gonna go ahead. This match I'm not really into enthusiasm with. This is probably gonna be one of them. No, the match is gonna be good. Make no mistake about it. The match is gonna be good. It's gonna be fun. This is probably gonna be one of them I'm trying to fight to stay awake with. Um, and honestly, because with a lot of these Stardom shows, I'm trying to survive and stay awake if I'm watching them live. Unless if I'm watching on replay. I can't talk today for some reason. If I'm watching on replay, we're chilling, we're good, we're vibing, right? However, if I'm watching live, I'm usually trying to survive and get to this match, get to that match. This at this point, I'm going to be waiting to try to get to this main event, and I'm probably going to miss some highlight points in these matches. I'm probably going to doze off, but I'll have to go back and rewatch it. I'm going to go at Nexus Venus to win. Um, yeah, but I'll have to just go back and watch it because I'm probably going to miss some really important things in this match. BMI 1000, Natsuko Tora and Ruka versus Stars, Hanan, and Bea Priestley. I'm gonna go ahead, and this is for the Goddess of Stardom Championship. I'm gonna go ahead and say Stars gets the win here. Um, I don't think if I remember correctly, I've usually been going with VMI, but I think I think I'm gonna go ahead and go with Stars here. Um, Konami versus. I mean, sorry, I'm gonna go ahead, and this is for the Wonder of Stardom Championship. Finally, I didn't butcher that title's name. However, we all know Rena should be the one with that belt. Just saying. No, I love Konami. Konami's cool as hell, but I'm a Rena guy. Like I fucking love Rena, so one Arena. But I think that'll happen eventually. I'm going with Konami to retain either way. Then we get in this main event. You see it on this picture. Oh, the audio is over. You see it in the title. We have the main event that we've been waiting for since this very talented young lady came out and challenged this unstoppable force. I am, of course, talking about the match that is for the World of Stardom Championship, the beautiful red belt, of course. Starlight Kid challenging Saya Kamatani for that title. And I'm going to straight up say, I would not be surprised if this went to a draw. Um, this is going to be a good match. And we've been excited for this ever since Starlight Kid challenged Saya. And I've honestly been in this Rome, and I give Rena a lot of credit. I give Azumi a lot of credit. But I get scared at times that SLK gets forgotten to be pushed higher and forward. Where I would actually pop so hard if SLK won this match. Do I think it's going to happen? No. But I could definitely see where it could be a draw. And I could definitely see where Saya goes win. But I know here's the thing. This is going to make us remember who in the hell Starlight Kid is. This match is on a personal level, too. Because Saya ripped SLK's mask, y'all. Ripped her mask. But this is personal. If you've been a wrestling fan for a long time like me, you know you don't rip for nobody's mask. That's disrespectful. Especially when you look at lucha libre culture and Japanese culture. No. But this is going to be a good match. That's going to make Starlight Kid want to come in and be vicious, deliver, be unstoppable. That's how you already know this match is going to be good. Not to mention it's Saya Kamatani and Starlight Kid. They don't disappoint. But it's going to be a good one, y'all. It really is. Y'all let me know who you got winning. And will you be watching? You going to watch live? You going to watch replay? Let me know. And don't forget to check out the Dragon Chronicles Wrestling Podcast every Saturday night / Sunday morning on YouTube, Spotify, pretty much everything you can get your podcast on. Um, we'll be here Saturday. We did the Royal Rumble review last weekend. If you hadn't checked our thoughts out on that, go ahead and check that out. And I'll do a brief recap over this show on Saturday. So if you want to tune in and see what I say about that. Anyways, y'all have a good night. Have a great weekend. And I'll